Deep within the Amazon rainforest, everything seemed peaceful. Jaguars prowled through the shadows, and anacondas silently waited by the water's edge. But this peace was shattered in an instant by a bright light in the sky. A massive ship descended from the heavens, landing in the heart of the Amazon. The aliens had arrived. As the creatures disembarked from the ship, their slender bodies clad in metallic armor, they stepped into the forest, unaware of how nature would react to these intruders. Armed with advanced technology, they were determined to conquer the jungle. To them, technology was the foundation of their power, and the forest was nothing more than a resource, a depot of raw materials. However, the jungle wasn't going to simply accept these invaders. The animals sensed the presence of the outsiders, and their instincts kicked in. The first move came from the jaguars. Silently watching the invaders, they began to organize. The leader of the jaguars, a powerful and aged male named Brant, gathered the group. Their hunting skills would serve as the first line of defense against the alien technology. Things escalated further when the aliens were attacked by a giant anaconda. Zephyra, the leader of these mighty snakes, struck with perfect timing, strangling the invaders to neutralize them. As the aliens panicked and retreated, the forest was uniting against them. Deep in the Amazon, the aliens were fighting for survival. After suffering heavy losses in the first encounter, the invaders decided to change their strategy to conquer these wild lands. Advanced sensors, drones, and tracking technology were deployed. Navigating the complex ecosystem of the Amazon was difficult, but the aliens' technology gave them a significant advantage. Yet, this advantage could break at any moment against nature's instincts and the animals' perfect hunting skills. Brant and his jaguar pack were preparing for a night hunt. These deadly machines moved silently under the Amazon's dark canopy, carefully tracking the aliens' movements. Brant, with his ears pricked, sniffed the air, trying to pinpoint the invaders' location. His eyes followed even the slightest movement in the forest. Gliding through the darkness like a shadow, he signaled to his pack. It was time to attack. Brant, leading the assault, stalked the nearest alien with stealth. The jaguars crept closer, holding their breath to avoid detection. When Brant got close enough, he tensed every muscle, his claws locked onto the target. In an instant, he leapt, slashing his enormous claws down onto the alien's metallic armor. The armor cracked, and the invader was thrown to the ground. Brant quickly dealt a second blow, completely neutralizing the creature. The jaguars had suddenly appeared, silently taking out the alien patrol. Claws and teeth met metal, and the raw power of the jungle was proving superior to technology. Meanwhile, Zephyra and her anaconda pack were targeting another group of aliens near the river. The anacondas had become nearly invisible underwater. The aliens, slowly advancing along the river's edge, failed to sense the danger. Zephyra, silently gliding through the river, observed her prey. For a brief moment, the water's surface rippled slightly before Zephyra struck with lightning speed, launching out of the water. She seized her first target by the neck and began to squeeze. Her muscles were so powerful that the sound of bones breaking could be heard beneath the alien's armor. The other anacondas followed Zephyra, attacking the invaders. Within seconds, several aliens met their end in the deadly grip of the anacondas. The aliens tried to retreat in shock, but the wild nature wouldn't let them. With almost every step, they encountered a jaguar's claws, an anaconda's body, or a crocodile's teeth. The forest had formed a defensive line, and breaking through it was nearly impossible. Even the aliens' advanced weapons weren't enough to overcome this organized resistance. Meanwhile, in the flooded areas of the forest, the crocodile leader Orson had launched his own attack plan. With powerful jaws and stealthy movements, Orson advanced toward the aliens' power sources. Swimming silently in the depths, he lay in wait beneath the invaders' ships. Orson's crocodiles began sabotaging the ship's infrastructure, attacking the electronic systems. The aliens suddenly found themselves facing malfunctions in their power sources, and their drones were rapidly being taken offline. As the aliens tried to develop new strategies to counter this organized resistance, the Amazon's wildlife thwarted each attempt. The jaguars continued to hunt in the shadows of the forest, while the anacondas laid deadly traps along the riverbanks. The forest had transformed into a united line of defense against the invaders. The aliens were losing more and more of their forces, helpless in the face of the jungle's relentless resistance. Yet, they had no intention of retreating. In one last desperate attempt, they planned to use all their technological power to completely conquer the forest. But Brant, Zephyra, and Orson were aware of this impending attack. Now, they had to put everything on the line to win this war. Despite how prepared the aliens thought they were for this treacherous ecosystem, they found themselves increasingly cornered by the supernatural resistance of the Amazon. They had every kind of advanced technology: heavy armor, energy weapons, drones. But the wild creatures of the Amazon, armed with the raw power of nature, thwarted the aliens' plans at every turn. The aliens, preparing for a united assault, were advancing toward the heart of the forest to deploy a massive weapon. This weapon had the capability to completely annihilate the forest with a powerful energy blast. By destroying the Amazon, they intended to end the natural resistance and take full control of the region. The alien commanders meticulously planned every detail of their strategy, but even they knew that nothing in this forest would go according to plan. Brant, Zephyra, and Orson organized the largest alliance among the animals to stop this final move. All the creatures of the forest had to unite to destroy the aliens' deadly weapon. Jaguars, anacondas, crocodiles, and other predators began moving from every corner of the forest. Silently, they advanced toward the alien camp. In the dark of the night, the preparations in the alien camp continued. The massive weapon was positioned at the heart of the forest. Aliens patrolled the area, their shields and sensors scanning their surroundings. However, under the leadership of Brant, Zephyra, and Orson, the animals had managed to evade the eyes of the technology. Brant and his jaguar pack moved swiftly through the trees, each one keeping their gaze locked on the alien patrols. Brant quietly signaled to the jaguars to move in. Brant leaped from the shadows, pouncing on one of the alien patrols. With a single swipe, his powerful claws tore through the armor, sending the alien crashing to the ground. The other jaguars swiftly followed suit, attacking with ferocity. Claws shredded alien armor as the raw power of the wild overwhelmed the advanced technology. The aliens were thrown into chaos. They tried to draw their weapons, but the animal assault was so sudden and fierce that many fell before they could even fire a shot. Meanwhile, Zephyra and the anacondas targeted the energy sources stationed along the riverbank. With her massive body gliding through the river, Zephyra advanced unnoticed. The submerged anacondas began to wrap themselves around the aliens' energy cables and systems. Zephyra burst from the water, coiling around the largest energy source and tightening her grip. The thick cables began to crack and snap. The anacondas, using all their strength, squeezed the cables, cutting off the flow of energy. Orson and his crocodile pack, meanwhile, advanced underwater toward the alien ship's infrastructure. Using their powerful jaws, they reached the ship's main power source beneath its hull. The crocodiles tore through the metal surface with their sharp teeth, sabotaging the aliens' weapon systems. The aliens were suddenly faced with power failures and system malfunctions, caught completely off guard. Commands to the ship were delayed, and one by one, the drones were shut down. But the fiercest battle was taking place around the massive weapon. The aliens were doing everything they could to activate it, but Brant and the jaguars were fighting them off with a ferocious determination. Claws clashed with alien armor as the aliens tried to retaliate, but each time they raised their weapons, the animals grew more savage. Brant pounced on the alien leader, tearing through his armor and knocking him to the ground. The alien leader attempted to raise his weapon, but he stood no chance against Brant's relentless attack. Finally, Zephyra and the anacondas had completely disabled the energy source. Orson and the crocodiles successfully sabotaged the alien ship. Brant and the jaguars eliminated the alien leader, breaking the last of their resistance. The massive weapon was rendered useless. The aliens, defeated in this bloody battle, had no choice but to flee. The Amazon forest had won this great war against the invaders. Brant, Zephyra, and Orson basked in the quiet pride of victory deep within the forest. The forest, with its wild power and primal instincts, had once again defended itself. As silence once more settled over the depths of the Amazon, nature had triumphed over technology once again. I hope you had a good time. If you liked my story, do not forget to comment and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye, see you in the next story.